Summary: India's Jobs Guarantee Scheme faces major changes. India runs one of the world's largest social welfare programs that guarantees paid work to rural families. The scheme, launched in 2005, gives every rural household the legal right to up to 100 days of paid manual work each year at minimum wages. The program has been a key support for rural India, where about 65% of the population lives, and many people depend on farming, which earns low incomes. Over the years, the scheme has helped millions of families survive during economic crises, including the COVID-19 pandemic. More than 126 million people work under the scheme. Over half are women, and about 40% come from historically disadvantaged communities, such as scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Government introduces new law. Last week, the Indian government introduced a new law that repeals and replaces the original scheme. The program has been renamed G Ram G, and the name of Mahatma Gandhi has been removed. Under the new law, the guaranteed work limit increases from 100 to 125 days per household. Workers who do not receive work within 15 days are still entitled to an unemployment allowance. Funding responsibility changes from 90% central and 10% state funding to a 60-40 split. This means state governments must now pay a much larger share of the program's costs, while the central government keeps control over how much money each state receives and where the scheme applies. The government says the changes will make the program more efficient and less corrupt. Agriculture Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan said the law fully supports poor workers and guarantees employment. Critics raise concerns. Opposition parties, economists, and some state governments have raised serious concerns. They argue that shifting costs to states could weaken a rare legal right to employment. Economist Jean Dreze warned that the scheme could become discretionary, meaning the central government can decide when and where it operates. He also said increasing workdays to 125 is mostly symbolic because only 7% of households actually received 100 days of work in 2023-24. Experts say raising wages would help workers more than increasing the workday limit. A group of international scholars, including UN poverty expert Olivier de Schutter, wrote an open letter warning that the new funding model could damage one of the world's most successful anti-poverty programs. Mixed results across states. The scheme has long faced problems such as delayed wage payments and underfunding. In states like West Bengal, funds have been frozen since 2022 due to disputes with the central government. Despite these issues, studies show the program has had a strong impact. Research by economists found that it increased household earnings by 14%, reduced poverty by 26%, raised rural wages and boosted local economies. However, critics argue the scheme does not solve India's deeper problem: a lack of non-farm jobs. Agriculture has grown much more slowly than the rest of the economy, creating long-term employment challenges. The government's economic survey also questioned whether the scheme truly targets the poorest areas. Wealthier states like Tamil Nadu and Kerala receive large shares of funding. while poorer states often receive less due to weaker administrative capacity. A program at a crossroads. Supporters say the jobs guarantee has protected millions of rural families and remains a global model for fighting poverty. Critics worry the new law could weaken its legal strength and shift responsibility without providing enough funds. As India continues to grow economically, the future of this landmark welfare program remains uncertain. Thank you for watching.
Shall be exalted.